Alright, hello everyone. My name is Alexis Davis and welcome to my part of the project. My two partners are Haskett and James Nix. In this part of the project, I did lighting, layout, and the design of the level. Alright, with that, I am going to be going over what I did and why I did it and some of the problems I have ran into it with the lighting, the assets, making sure the level is interactive with the player, and just making it overall satisfying to the eye. So right now I'm going to be going over the problems that I have ran into trying to achieve these things through the level. I'm going to get started with one of the main problems I have ran into this level. First one was layout, because it had to look natural since it was a horror game. Make it look like things were thrown, tripped over, along with smaller objects because it could mess with the player. So I had to make sure everything was laid out correctly, play testing it so it didn't mess with the player in any way by making them turn around all of a sudden or make them shoot across the level for some reason. Second was the lighting, because since it is considered a horror game, I wanted it to be dark and have a consistent dreary mood. So I had to be careful on how I laid out the light and my decisions on color palettes and how bright or dim it should be. Now my third one, which was harder than the rest of them, which was just the lighting leaking through the walls. So it was only casting light on the ceiling and floor, causing the walls to darken and the ceiling and floor to be lightened. So that was a bit of a trip to figure out and how to fix. But my biggest problem was when I did fix it, I did not save my progress and my computer had crashed the program. Luckily, I did save some progress before I got the lighting figured out. Mainly the lighting leak figured out. So my teammates have gotten a lot of all the progress I had made, and got to use that. I am still currently working on it to try and get the level back up and running. But usually how I solved my problems was just play testing it over and over again. So every time I laid out an object to see if it worked with the scenery and if it was working with the player correctly, so I just kept moving objects around until it looked good, played well. Same thing with the interactive objects. The lighting, I had to get a better understanding on it, researching color palettes, how it can affect the area, and how light or dim it needs to be. So moving lights around, changing the color palette constantly, and how dim or bright they need to be, and if it's going to be going out with the layout at all, because it is going to be affecting the player's view on the level they're going through. I could make the level look bigger, smaller, along with making it feel drearier with the color palettes I have used and the opacity of the lights throughout the level. Of course, adding fog and dust in the area helped the mood setting as well. Now the light bleeding, this took some time to figure out because I had to dive into lighting maps, understanding why it was bleeding through. Did a lot of research, played around with light masks and the objects themselves. It worked for the most part. I also had to work with the directional lighting a bit more, changing the settings to let it work, but after I have gone into work for the most part before the project crashed, and I am still in the process of fixing that, like I said before. Yeah, my decision, playtesting and researching other games and how people were able to fix things, that was helping me my decision making for my solutions, because it was the only way it would help me find the bugs and objects I have laid out, if lights were placed like they were supposed to, if they were in the wrong areas or they're too light or too dark. along with the right colors that goes with the scenery and mood of the level. So playtesting and researching helped my decision making and how I fixed the problems I was having. In the future with this game though, I plan on fixing the biggest problem of the level, which is getting it up and running again, the bugs and getting it working properly. But with my level, I plan on going into more depth with the lighting, layout, and making it more interactive for the player so they can have more fun with it. But yeah, that is what I have. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.